Good afternoon, everybody. Brad here with Action Coach, meeting with Kim Walker, local CPA here in Las Vegas. We're going to have a little chat, talk about her business, learn about what she does, and just kind of have a very informal conversation. Kim, thank you very much for offering to do an interview with me today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're a CPA, but I like to ask a very basic first question. Just tell me a little bit about your business. What do you do? How's it work? What makes you different?
Sure. We are a local CPA firm servicing small businesses in the Clark County area. Our client base is going to be what I would call mom and pop businesses, ranging from retail, restaurant, professional services, manufacturing. I think anything that we would find in Las Vegas other than gaming.
Gotcha. And how long have you been running your office here?
My office here is 33 years.
33 years. So you're just getting started.
Just getting started.
Just getting started.
Just hitting my stride.
I overly use that joke, but every time someone throws a number like that at me, I have to say, "Oh, so you're just learning. You're just learning how this works." What drew you to that business? What was your did you have a passion for it, or what got you involved in it?
Honestly, when I started out in college, I was good at math, and the counselor said, "How about accounting? That's math." And I said, "Okay, sounds great."
Makes sense.
Luckily, I did find it interesting, and I'm super glad to have chosen this career, but it was not based on a study of the profession.
Gotcha. Have you always been here in Las Vegas, or?
I have. I went to college in Northern California, and I worked for a few years in Northern California after I graduated, doing my internship, which at that time was required in order to be licensed as a CPA. After I finished that internship period, I came back to Las Vegas, which is where I'm from.
Gotcha. Do a lot of clients come to you? How do you do it? People come to you? Do you meet with them? Do you do a lot of traveling around town, or is it?
I don't travel around town typically unless it's a special situation. My clients come in.
Sure. As they should. I wouldn't have expected you to say otherwise, but the pandemic is kind of, we're kind of like winding down, if not completely over it. But I wondered how that affected you. Did the pandemic cause you any pain? Did it give you any problems or anything?
I hate saying this, but I didn't really feel the pandemic economically the way other businesses did.
Sure.
People still had to file tax returns. I might have had to wait longer to get payment, but the client base, for the most part, was still there.
That's good.
And I didn't have many clients that closed their doors, which was lucky.
That's great. That's actually great to hear. That's not always the same.
Right. I know. And I almost feel guilty saying it, but I got lucky, and my clients, for the most part, stayed in business.
Understood. Yeah, but I can see how you feel, right? Because you're in like this, you're in this profession that has to exist whether there's a pandemic or not. So you're kind of, like you said, feeling almost guilty for just doing your thing. Do you have any sort of stories surrounding that? Like any good things that came out of the pandemic for you?
I'm going to say, from my client's point of view, it's always harsh but beneficial to have to reevaluate your expenditures. Businesses can sometimes let their expenses get away from them. And when they get into a tight economy, they have to really reevaluate where their money is going, which means on the upside, they tend to get rid of expenses that don't matter, that don't contribute to the bottom line. They tighten their ship. And honestly, it does help them going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like one of my clients is Scully Mitchell. They do like vendor like vendor assessments. And it's amazing what you can find when you have one of those folks come in your business, because they really dig in and they find out, hey, look, your merchant services is way off the charts. You don't need to be paying that kind of money. So I imagine you discover some of that stuff as well when you're working with your
Right.
clients. What's for you, for your business personally, what have been sort of your challenges, or what's your biggest challenge for 2022?
I'm going to tell you, I think in the general world of CPA, tax laws consistently present a challenge. Just when you think you have everything figured out, Congress changes it all. And you have to start all over learning whatever, fill in the blank. Even last year during the pandemic, we had PPP loans and employee retention credits and stimulus money and advanced child care credits. It just seems that the constant changing of the tax laws really present the challenge of staying on top of where you are with tax return preparation.
Right. I mean, that gosh, I never even really thought of that, but you're right. I mean, and those loans were obviously, flying around like crazy. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, people had to exist. So I mean, I understand. But so what is it? Is it additional paperwork? Is it just knowing what to do? Is that what the
It can be anything. It can be additional forms that are needed on the tax return. It can be helping, for example, with the PPP loans, the forgiveness applications were brand new. We had never had such an animal as a PPP loan forgiveness application. That learning curve was there for sure. My clients don't want to learn it. It's more cost efficient for me to learn it and apply it to 100 clients than for 100 people to learn it.
Sure.
So it'd be something like that. It's just the processes that go along with the different implementations of tax law and what to do about it that clients rely on us for that.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, I think people had trouble with their personal taxes. Never mind. I'm going to tell you what, and of course, this is not the right number, a cajillion tax laws. Who can keep up with that? Right. I mean, for example, if I have a client that's a plumber, he didn't go to school for tax law. He can fix a sink and lay pipes and do all the right things to be a plumber. But when it comes to credits and deductions and all the sorts, alternative minimum tax, capital gains, he doesn't know. How would he know? No.
And it's a frustrating system. It's a no-win. You can't learn it as an individual business owner. So you almost have to rely on someone. And I think I'm not sure I love that system. I think it's frustrating for people. They have to really walk in the dark.
Sure. And even if they get passionate about it and want to learn it, I mean, it's just not something that you can just grab a book and start learning. I mean, the book is probably, as high as
it is at that. It is at that.
Oh man. Well, hey, let's kind of like switch gears a little bit, kind of a more fun type stuff. This is a question I like asking. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. What mistakes did you make along the way, and how can young entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
I think for me, and it might have to do with being in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a small town, all in all. We like to think of it as a big city, but it's a small town. And I say it's a small town and it's a long life. And what I mean by that is own up to your mistakes. And your integrity becomes the most important thing to carry forward with you. You can't build it back easily if you lose it. And whatever is presented to you as an opportunity to chip away at your integrity is never worth it. Never worth it. So I say, own up to your mistakes, leave every deal clean, make it a win-win, don't take advantage of people, and concern yourself with your integrity.
I love that. That's one of the better answers I've heard. That's actually great stuff. Yeah, you know, my goodness. I don't think there's anything more frustrating than dealing with folks who, you know, they've done something. Well, let's just use the word wrong because I can't think of a smart word. And they will not just live it. They won't own it. Right?
It is frustrating.
It's the worst. I mean, I remember before I got involved in coaching, I was in the security industry forever. And there was nothing more frustrating than dealing with a security officer who, you know, you've got him on video, you know, doing a bad thing. And they're, nope, it wasn't me.
Me? No, it wasn't me. No.
It is. It is. Like it just, it's, yeah, I love that you said that, because the quicker you own whatever it is, whatever the mistake or problem or whatever, not only is it better for you as a human being, just your own sort of self, but people see that, right? You know, people surrounding you, you know, your family, employees, whatever. If they see that you own up to stuff, it's just a better environment to work in. It's better all the way around. So yeah,
It's better. It's interesting too, back to a COVID environment. Prior to that, I would say back to 2008, 9, 10 in Las Vegas, when we had a market collapse in the real estate. It's very curious. People that you think are admirable turn out to be scoundrels. And it's very disheartening to learn that about someone you had a lot of respect for. But to the contrary, people that you didn't realize had it in them will step forward and really be a champion.
Well said. Yeah, there's been a couple people I've come across in this town where I thought that they were great, and then it took a long time, but the true colors come out eventually.
No.
It's depressing sometimes.
It is depressing.
I mean, one of them was a very close friend, and it's just like, oh man, I've made the comment before. I wish I didn't know that. Right?
I know. You can't unlearn it, but you wish you didn't know it.
Exactly right.
It's strange when people have their back up against the wall. They go one way or the other, and it's interesting to
which one they choose. Absolutely. Great answer. Is there anything that you ever do, like specials or offers or anything like that you want to tell the audience who might be seeing this?
I don't know. I don't have any special offers.
Yeah, but your profession doesn't usually need to. I was just curious.
No, we typically no.
No, it makes a lot of sense. This is how much it is. I'm a CPA. You can either use me or use somebody else.
It's probably a testimony to how creative we are. That's the extent of our creativity.
Oh, that's good stuff. You got any exciting plans for this evening?
Well, it is tax season.
It is tax season.
My exciting plans this time of year always involves tax returns.
The 15th is a big day, right? March 15th, is that corporate?
March 15th is corporate and partnership.
That's right.
And then in April, we have the individuals. Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, I imagine you've been going crazy for the past.
A little bit busy.
A little bit. So today you said, "Ooh, 16th of March. Now I can ramp up for the."
I have a half hour for an interview.
It's actually
this is my party.
The date didn't occur to me until this moment, but I was almost wondering, how did she say yes to this? she's a CPA, but it was the break that you needed, I guess.
Just the break.
Awesome.